The 47th annual Ponchatoula Strawberry Festival was this past weekend, so it's only fitting we check in on the 70454 zip code for this week's access code. Ponchatoula is in Tangipahoa Parish with a population of roughly 25,000 people. There's only one high school, Ponchatoula High, home of the Green Wave. About a fourth of the housing was built from 2000 to 2010, and some notable stars to hail from Ponchatoula include Grammy Award winner Irma Thomas and pitcher Earl Wilson, who played over a decade in the major leagues, pitched a no-hitter in 1962, was the AL wins leader in '67, and won a World Series with the Detroit Tigers in 1968. Here's more in this week's Access Code.
These are so sweet and they're really soft.
When you think of Ponchatoula, no doubt the state fruit immediately comes to mind.
If it wasn't for the strawberries, our town wouldn't be what it is today. You see a lot of small towns in Louisiana that are just, there's nothing much to them.
So we can start with some angel food cake, then we got some strawberries, and then we add on some Cool Whip just to, make it a little sweet.
Would be in the Strawberry Festival, what it does for this community, it just boom, blows it up.
Donald Lanier was born and raised in Ponchatoula, and he's been on the festival board for 28 years. He explains how his city came to be known as the strawberry capital of the world.
Mayor at the time, Doc Gideon, he fought Hammond for that title, and it based it off of the amount of flats of berries that were actually shipped at that time by rail car out of Ponchatoula compared to Hammond, and we won that battle, so we actually took the name Strawberry Capital of the World.
Lenny Threaton just finished his reign as 2018 Ponchatoula Strawberry King. His father actually served as king as well back in 1981. Their strawberry farm has been in the family for 4 generations, since Lenny's great-grandfather Alonzo Threaton planted the family farm's first strawberry plant 92 years ago. Lenny took over the family business when he graduated from high school.
I love it. I mean, I ain't gonna be no multimillionaire, but pay the bills and get my kids through school, hey, we happy.
The strawberry business in Ponchatoula is still prevalent, but started to dwindle after World War II when people started to work in plants, and they were no longer shipping strawberries all over the country. And now the younger generation isn't into farming as much, and acreage is going down. But the city has a second livelihood, which you can see on the sign when you arrive in Ponchatoula. In the 1980s, Patricia Richardson had the idea to turn the old railroad depot into a country market, and part of that was selling antiques. Around that same time, Stanley Cohen had an antique auction every week, and it was very popular. Since antiques had a big draw and there was store space available, Ponchatoula sort of morphed into America's antique city. Renee Roussel now runs Roussel's & Company, an antique store his grandfather and uncle first started.
It was always fun. It was an adventure every time you walked into the shop. It was definitely different, not like growing up anywhere else. You can browse the shop, you can spend the whole day here between antique shops, the cafes, little strawberry berry town. It's a pretty fun, unique experience.
And the name Ponchatoula comes from the native Indians, meaning flowing hair or falling hair. It was their way of expressing the beauty of the location with all of the Spanish moss hanging from the trees. That's the 411 for 70454. And guys, I'd never been to a strawberry farm before, and it smelled like heaven, like you walked into Bath and Body Works or something.
Especially when they gave you that whipped cream and stuff.
Oh man, and you could just pick them right off the plants.
Next time, take us with you. I love your guy who says, I'm not going to be a multi-millionaire, but he likes his life.
Yeah, that's cute.
Ponchatoula's a good town. All right, we'll be right back.